just for fun. Hey sons and daughters, Addison here, and today I want to talk to you about leading young. Now, I have some experience leading young. I became a manager when I was 19. I feel really bad for the people that I managed. I became a father at 23, a husband at 22, and the CEO of a multi-million-dollar organization at 24. And I made a lot of mistakes, and I continue to make mistakes, but I have learned some things. And today I want to talk to you about confident humility, leading with confident humility. I want to give you three things that will help you be a leader, a young leader who leads with confident humility. All right, so the first one is if you find yourself in a position of leadership, you have to believe that you are appointed and that you are chosen to lead. Now, I find with a lot of people, they don't step into the position of leadership because they don't feel qualified. And let me let you in on a little secret. No one, I don't care how many degrees you have, I don't care how much experience you have, no one is technically qualified to lead. People are God's greatest gift to us. They're an entrustment that is far greater than anything that we can earn. And so when we're talking about leading people, we have to lean into God's grace, whether it's being a parent, a leader, whatever that may look like, a leader in the workplace, whatever it may look like. You have to lean into God's grace. And that reality causes you to be humble, and it also causes you to be confident because you realize, hey, God's given me this position of authority, and because He's given it to me, He's going to give me a grace to step in and lead well. All right, so that's the first one. First one is be confident that you are chosen and appointed to lead. The second one is constantly expose yourself to different leadership styles and techniques. It's really easy once you start to lead people and start to figure out a few things to be like, I got this leadership thing down. This is my style. This is my way of doing it. But the reality is every single person that you lead is going to require a different flavor, a different type of leadership. Now, there are some principles that transcend situation and will apply regardless of your leadership dynamic, but it's so important for you to nuance your leadership. And I do that by exposing myself to different books, podcasts, talking to different leaders. And what that does is it rounds me out as a leader, and it keeps me humble, it keeps me hungry. And when I encounter a situation where I'm like, you know what, this is a little different than what I'm used to, and I really need this tool, well, I have it in my tool belt because I have been developing my understanding of leadership and different ways to lead. All right, so that's the second thing. Expose yourself to different styles of leadership and different techniques. And the third one, and this is a big one for young people because I've found that a lot of young people don't like to do this. You have to embrace conflict. You have to embrace conflict with people you lead as a young leader. But in embracing conflict, you also have to believe the best. So what does this look like? Well, when you go into a situation where you have to bring correction or you have to bring a change of direction, go in asking questions. What this does, it makes you look very smart. It makes you seem wiser than you probably actually are. And what it does is it gives people the benefit of the doubt. And there's a proverb, I think it's in Proverb 18, where it talks about the idea of you hear one side of a story and you seem to know things, but then someone else comes along and they ask questions, and then there's a more complete version of the story. And so I would encourage you, when you go in to bring correction, don't go in with high intensity, go in asking questions, then you're going to have a better idea of what happened. You're going to get all the perspectives on the table. Then you as a leader are going to be able to make a decisive decision. You're going to be able to say, hey, this is what we need to do moving forward, or this is the behavior that needs to change, and you're going to look like a genius. What most people do is they get explosive in situations like that because they're not confident in their leadership, so they try to get real intense and they try to intimidate the people that they're leading, or they shy away from conflict and they never confront things that need to be confronted. And the reality is, if you are a leader, you have to be disruptive in people's lives. If you are leading people, you have to be someone who gets them to do things they wouldn't otherwise do and go places they wouldn't otherwise go. That is a huge part of being a leader. So those are the three things. Again, number one, know that you are called and that you are chosen. Number two, expose yourself to different leadership styles. And number three, do not be afraid of conflict, but always believe the best when you enter into conflict. I hope you enjoyed those today. Reach out if you have any other questions about leadership. I might share a few other pointers next time I get on here. Anyway, love you guys. Thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you so much for leading in your respective areas. We believe in you. We love you. Until next time.